What's popping? What's happening? What's Gucci? Welcome to yet another amazing and exciting episode of Varsity Vitality,
your campus heartbeat.
I am your host, Mamii, but not your mother.
I like that one, Mamii.
Thank you.
We should stick to that one. My name is Curtly Gwindi, Kurt by name and not by nature, more affectionately known as your Uncle Curtly. And I am a radio and TV personality, but today I'm all about being Mamii's co-host here on Varsity Vitality, your campus heartbeat. And Mamii, I do know that last week was a bit hectic in studio.
Last week was tense, guys. If you joined our last episode, you're very much aware we were talking about cohabiting, and we got to the depth of it, not only as a topic, but in varsity. Is it happening? How is it happening?
I got to learn that it's happening.
People aware, and I didn't know our culture is a bit strict on that.
Yeah.
Listen, if you weren't on that episode, I'd advise you actually take some time to listen to it.
We do advise you to listen to it because it got deep in studio. It got hot. We got to hear from the cracks of the matter, like the students on the ground.
I don't want to snitching, yo.
Yeah, if you want to see Mamii snitch, you might as well tune in to last week's episode. Yes, indeed. But we are going to tie in and marry this last week's topic to this week's topic, which is quite exciting again. It's everything to do with cohabiting, but from a larger scale, which is accommodation.
Accommodation. Din, 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 din.
Yeah, it's going to get deep in studio. It's going to get hot.
Yeah.
And that's something you need to look forward to here on Varsity Vitality, your campus heartbeat.
So according to Google, student accommodation means a secure and professionally managed dwelling place for the accommodation of students who are registered at an academic institution.
Okay, so basically. Mamii, the question now remains, is it being prioritized? Is it important? This you did mention the whole professional aspect.
Yeah.
And, we do have a situation here, particularly in the Zimbabwean sphere, where student accommodation right now, it's like a mission to get res.
You have to know the right people.
Yes.
Basically.
And there's this issue you're on res or unonzi munan res. And, kana uri munan res, uri pama 140 because you have expenses. And if you're in res as well, there's issues around the rules. It's hectic. Is it being prioritized? Is it something that is a talking point in terms of what's currently happening here in Zimbabwe?
It's most definitely a talking point because if you look at the situation specifically here in Zimbabwe, the way the university infrastructures were built, the amount of students they have now.
Yeah.
So we have so many students that need accommodation, but the university is not able to accommodate all of them.
Okay.
So now there has been some loopholes in favor of these students to get accommodation.
Is it really in their favor?
But it does have its
downsides.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay, so what's been happening? We'll just use a situation. Students accommodation. Pakazara. Anditi. Now we have situations where ane one room per student accommodation where they're sleeping at one. Yeah. Initially, it's meant to host munu one. Yeah. So this person, tenant, landlord. I mean, no, not a tenant, anti-landlord. Order nama tenant. Let's say 2 people. Listen, come stay. You guys give me, let's say $50 per month.
So this is like the WhatsApp group chat, but accommodation available.
No. Let me tell you what actually happens. Auntie, when the first year gets here, right? They're looking for accommodation. Rumor will travel because there are certain people that are looking for accommodation.
Yeah.
So somehow, you guys will get some and tell you, listen, you're looking for accommodation. I heard you couldn't find it at the office. Don't worry, get my number. I'll get in touch. So now this get in touch is someone telling you, come stay with me in my res, in one bed. Wow. We share. Bring your blankets. Maybe you sleep on the floor or whatever arrangements you may have, but you pay rent to me.
Mamii, like I always say here on Varsity Vitality, I give my honest opinion. This is really messed up. I was a university student too. And right now, if you're telling me that's the situation, I mean, we have so many things that there's so many problems around what you've just said, and it speaks now to the priority and the actual hooks and crooks of this matter. The devil's always in the detail. Right now, we're on the verge of coming to the end of a COVID-19 pandemic. We have different backgrounds of people who are now living together. Will that create a safe space? I'm someone who enjoys my environment, and my environment stimulates me to be able to think and exercise everything in terms of my creativity.
Can I tell you something? Situation Yandato Cooper is a much more convenient,
downplayed version of the things that are going on.
Now, there's a situation of outside res. So, fine, you dealt with the fact that you couldn't find res in the university, but rather, let me go look out. We have landlords that are now taking advantage of students. They offer you a bed. They tell you we've got free Wi-Fi, we've got food, it's 5 minutes walk to your school, to your university.
Kunema shops
paduze, right? And they tell you, but we need you to pay 150.
Yeah.
And you think, okay, fair, because, I'll have my own room, I'll have my privacy, like what you're saying, COVID, etc. They tell you, okay, come on this day for visit, right? When you get there, you see, okay, I'll speak from experience.
Yeah.
When I was looking for my student raise, I was looking for outside campus. So I found a place in the avenues, right? And this place, first, when they advertised to you, Anditi, they pointed out as if, you're going to have this luxurious room, staying by yourself,
that thing in my WhatsApp group,
the fact that you're walking outside of campus and you're not limited or grounded by certain rules that you may personally be running away from. You actually think, no, this is a good bed. I got there. Guess what I found? This was like a flat, right? It had 3 bedrooms, a lounge, and a kitchen. The 3 rooms, Pampane, 1 main room. The main room, it had 6 bunk beds. And when we're saying 6 bunk beds,
6.
I mean like, until my bunk bed, it's a layer on top, right? So which means 12 people were staying in 1 room. 1 room with 1 bathroom, not 12. The other rooms, 8. Let's forget about the 8 rooms. Let's focus on the 12, right? Now, Uri 1, you were to choose where you wanted to sleep on the bunk, right? And the bunk, the mattress, thin, as if you're
like
in prison.
Poloni.
Like Poloni, like uncomfortable. You get? Number 1. Number 2, hygiene, bathroom, 12. I mean, for some, it's tolerable. But for me, guys, you're 10s. Right? Not only
That's
that.
a hot mess.
Guess what the price was for just that bed, food, Wi-Fi that wasn't as strong. Because when they advertise this to you, they're like, no, we've got Wi-Fi, we've got food, we've got, curfew. Sometimes curfew, they stretch it to like 12. So they should be like, nah, because I want to, be able to
do my
now
thing.
Guess how much it was for me to sleep on that bed.
Yeah.
In a room with 11 other women.
Yeah.
It was $150. Now, if you were to multiply...
I'm doing the math right now. Like
150 times 12. How much does that give you?
That translates to 1,800.
1,800 USD dollars for a room.
Yeah.
This is rent, a whole house. If you think about it, right?
No, that's ridiculous.
And considering yongora rapa mattress, and it's Wi-Fi, it now that's just a situation for 1. I mean, for other rates, don't get me wrong.
I'm just checking. This figure is a lot of money.
That offer, listen, don't get me wrong. There could be other people that offer better services.
Wow.
But now look at this: $1,800
for a flat,
not a flat. For a section. Because if I say a room, that room did not belong to me alone. It belonged to me and 11 other ladies. Right? Tiri Momo, if I want to study, I have to switch on the whole light. Everyone is amoka. What are we up to at 3 a.m.? Do you get?
This is deep.
These are the situations that students are having to get into, genuinely speaking, right? And we are finding comfort in that discomfort.
Absolutely. And this is a message to all landlords. My name is Uncle Curtly here on Varsity Vitality, exclusively and categorically saying stop profiteering from students. They are vulnerable already. They don't have money. So why would you do it? Ask yourself that question.
I really think there is need for someone to be looking over. Do you get? Someone to be looking over solution. To be, at least we understand, yes, at the varsities, there's no accommodation available. Yeah. But also outside, is there someone with a checkbook? I'll go, okay, no, my standards.
This is conducive for students to stay in.
You know?
And that needs to be a regulating authority or something that needs to come up on the table. Now, let's get into something, Mamii. Let's take it back to the campus because we are the campus heartbeat, right? Definitely. So we have students who are part of the SRC.
Yeah.
And I'm going off script here. I know my producers are going to be crazy for this, but we know for a fact that these people, they're the ones, they rule the roost in terms of, campus, president, SRC president, you soften them up, you'll make a plan. But this whole creation of a monopoly around that, is that something that makes it a formal process, or it's now the system that's flawed? What's your view and take on the fact that power can lie in the hands of another student for you to get res when it's supposed to be a free, fair, and proper process, a straight process for you to get res? And also considering that even if you are in first year, you're put in terms of priorities, but uno not to bamba sometimes if you're in first year. And first year is supposed to be in res.
I think it's a thing of revisiting the duties we give to certain
and
people,
the powers we give them.
Yes, because initially, now when you're giving such a power to someone who's almost at your level, there's a lot that can happen, especially with finding you a resource that's essential.
Yeah.
You get a lot can really happen.
Yeah.
So I think maybe if there was a way of revisiting such, it's fair kuti vanhu ava vane power and vave responsibility of certain things. But when it comes to
I do know there's actually in university systems, maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I know there's a secretary who's actually in charge of accommodation and the dining hall facilities and everything to do with the social welfare of the students.
Okay, some of these things I'm telling you, right? The secretary may not specifically know. Pakuti room yaka allocata munhu 1, there's another person staying. Or room yaka allocata a 4th year who has been married. Now Murukto got another person with a different reg number. They may not completely know. And another thing I really thought through, right? You know, like when we think of it all, right? Another solution in this chaos could be that, they consider
off campus or on campus?
On campus.
Okay.
Because even when we're now off campus, the people that are in res in off campus, sometimes safety precautions are not really taken. Now when you're renting from a landlord who's not paying attention to umbori student, a lot can happen. They allow you to behave any way you want, But now if we want a safe place for students, I think it would be wise for consideration of building new infrastructure. Get, like adding more infrastructure. A lot of people now really need res. Chero Argugara as close as, I don't know,
and
an
it's
hour's
always
drive.
Safer to be on campus.
Yes, it's always safer to be on campus. So if there was, maybe a plan to be building more infrastructure to accommodate more people.
It's a bit far-fetched because think of the cost implication of building a whole nother. Flat inenge flat times 20. Because
if they could build the first one, they could build the first one, there's a possibility of being able to build a second, a third, a fourth.
Okay.
Without having to dissect.
Mamii said it, everybody.
Take it from there. If it was possible, at first it's possible again and again.
This is you challenging systems, and I like it. We've opened up the conversation to a whole nother direction.
Catch us live every week on Facebook and Twitter. Follow at Varsity Vitality and be heard. Be heard. Varsity Vitality, your campus heartbeat.
Welcome back. This is Varsity Vitality, your campus heartbeat. And of course, today we are talking everything to do with the heart of campus, which is student accommodation. That's the topic of the day. And we know it gets a little bit stressful. We know it gets a little bit hard. We know sometimes even getting into res is a story. Unopezera wakumbobushiswa, wakumbobusha, kudax komboshaya chikafu, ozodi. Campus,
It's just hectic.
It's
now,
hectic.
the head of counselling at Oxford University had to say concerning student accommodation, student mental health is usually improved if they can feel able to engage with other students through cooking, socializing, playing, and generally living together in a respectful community.
Oh, yes.
So, in other words, he's just trying to say that it's very ideal for students to stay together in student accommodation because this also helps in their socialization and also in their studies. Because, being unified and being in an environment where you're with someone who's also pursuing something similar to what you're pursuing encourages you a little bit.
Oh yeah. So speaks to it's a favorite of mine out of the quotes that have been made on this earth, which is nature and not nurture make an entire human being. So let's remember that as students, we're put in an environment like university, not to just get the degree and leave and go and be someone successful, but we want to create a whole person.
And to network.
Yeah. So the environment is very important, Mamii. And, it's something that we forget when we're even choosing accommodation, as long as Dine Pegurara, as long as Dine Pegurengera. And it then becomes a bit hectic now when you're off campus and you have, let's talk about this a little bit. When you're off campus, is it on my rules? Landlord, I think I should share it out to Maz. You told me good to have a gaziro tea kumba kwenye.
Okay, this guy and misquoting me, right? I was simply saying it's
but I'm
harder.
not your mother.
I'm saying it's harder for you, to want to bakidza your kettle when you have some ground rules. Anokuzot, listen, my utensils, I'm gonna donza mageti, curfew, your pineapple, you have to be here by 8. And genuinely, sometimes you need to be in the library from 6 to 10 studying. We have serious students like that, obviously.
100%.
So,
I was one of those, by the way.
Were you?
Yeah.
I can tell.
I left the library.
No wonder you're an uncle. No wonder you're full of wisdom. Don't you think some of the wisdom is acquired in the head?
It's acquired.
Yes.
I like that. Yes, you were saying.
Yeah. So, with this
up
outside
to 12 a.m. you have to be
the curfew, right? With this outside race, sometimes it's a bit limiting, but also it brings the aspect we're forgetting to mention. As much as you have the freedom, Yakuti our cities could raise on campus, you still have where my guidelines are really very much safe for you.
Yeah.
Because now
they actually protect you.
They protect you.
Yeah.
Because genuinely, when you get to that outside campus race at 9, most of the time, you're not allowed to get inside.
Yeah. So you have
to find somewhere to sleep. I don't know. You have to go back with whoever brought you or whatever the scenario was. Right.
Okay, talk about putting yourself in a compromising position.
Right.
Yeah. No, but I mean, taking a look at all these things, I think your resolution sounds sublime to me. It's perfect because, if we actually put a concerted effort as students, as stakeholders, as people who are also trying to support our university systems for safe environments for students, I'm pretty sure a levy can be put, some kind of monthly or what are they called, semester contribution that's put kuti Tito Isa, and we have a foundation that's put in terms of building a new res.
But not everyone can afford that extra money though.
And that's what I wanted you to think, the cost implication. We want to come up with solutions that work here. And one of the things that I also want to propose or put on the table is just putting a regulatory system. I spoke about it earlier. We said, maybe a board, no, this is good for students.
Okay.
This is, that's
Uncle,
for the outside.
I'd actually forgot to mention, there's actually an issue that's actually happening as we speak. So long back, if you wanted to get rates, you had Tarisoma academics. I think that was around the time you were there or something like that.
Yeah.
Now that's completely irrelevant. Their students were not going to my top class. Simply because you have to know the right people.
No, we didn't have to.
Raise is now not because you only want to get raise. It's now because you have to actually have someone who's
we have to know someone.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think that's the time in which we're in.
And they're genuine people that are looking for raise but not finding it.
Yeah. I mean, taking a look at a host of these issues and more. We're going to be getting into more of this.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we're about on Varsity Vitality. Definitely, you should look forward to what we are going to speak to the students in connection with the res. That's coming up next. This is Varsity Vitality, your campus heartbeat.
Got a lot to say? Well, we want to hear it. Varsity Vitality is a platform for young people to voice their opinions. Look out for our crew on campus and give us your take. Follow at Varsity Vitality on Facebook and Twitter, or visit our website www.varsityvitality.com. Varsity Vitality, your campus heartbeat.
Welcome back. This is Varsity Vitality,
Your campus heartbeat.
And most definitely, today we are still within the heart of the students, which is a student accommodation. That's the topic of the day, Mamii.
Very interesting topic indeed. Now let's take a look and listen to what the students themselves had to say.
Another disadvantage of on-campus accommodation is that it is quite limited. As a matter of fact, it is extremely limited and hard to get. Even all the part ones we're supposed to get accommodation can't be accommodated on campus. So it's quite difficult because it's limited. And students often get stranded, especially those who live outside of Harare and don't know how to make their way around the city. They end up stranded with no place to sleep, because usually off-campus accommodation is already full, and on campus is also full. So that's kind of the situation they get in when they come to Harare.
Okay, we also have complications with looking for accommodation on campus. Like Vanano share is almost every semester. Maybe they can accommodate approximately 2,000 students when 8,000 students are waiting on the waiting list. Probably some students don't find trays, but and some students are living far from Harare, which is quite a challenge for them. So it's also a challenge for us.
So the long-term solution to this is for the construction of more hostels and the allocation of 2 people in a room in the new complexes. That would also help. But the short-term plan, I guess, would be perhaps if the authorities at this institution at UZ could perhaps get into some kind of agreement with house owners who have houses that are close or within the vicinity to kind of relate to students and kind of form a sorority or fraternity system in the US. That could also be a short-term solution. That would really go a long way. And it also reduces traveling.
It's been a very constructive conversation today. I think.
It really has, hey.
And we're looking forward to more episodes.
Most definitely.
Yes,
okay?
indeed.
Don't forget to follow us on Facebook. If you are on our Facebook, make sure you add a comment. We are very much listening and watching what you guys have to tell us. And on our Twitter spaces, make sure you reshare so that you share to your friends. We get a new audience and we also get to interact with you guys as well. Thank you so much for joining us on today's episode, Varsity Vitality, your campus heartbeat.
Yes, indeed. And of course, you are also supposed to engage with us everywhere. Varsity Vitality will be coming on TikTok. We'll be there.
Oh yeah. Hey.
We'll be there.
And we'll be bringing challenges as well.
Oh,
we'll be
yeah,
bringing
most
a lot of
definitely.
challenges.
And we're going to have a lot of exciting promotions. We have friends of our show who are going to partner with us and give exciting giveaways. So you don't want to miss that little bit of this exciting show. My name is Curtly Gwindi, Kurt by name and not by nature. And I am also your uncle here on Varsity Vitality.
I'm Mamii, but not your mother. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, MAMII.
One more time.
Peace out.
Mamii, but
Not your mother.
hey, boom. Varsity Vitality, your campus heartbeat.